This first chapter introduces a very important event for the app TikTok. On September 25, 2025, President Donald Trump made a big announcement. He approved a historic deal. This deal changes who controls TikTok's operations in the United States. For a long time, TikTok was owned by a company from China named ByteDance. The U.S. government had worries about this. They feared China might get private information from American users. There were also concerns that China could use the app's special system, called an algorithm, to spread wrong information. This caused a big disagreement between the U.S. and China. The new agreement, worth $14 billion, ends this long fight. American investors will now control most of TikTok's U.S. business. This means a new company, mainly owned by American people and businesses, will run the app in the U.S. Important American investors like Oracle and Silver Lake are part of this new control. This historic deal creates a different future for TikTok in America. It aims to protect national security. It also means that the popular app will keep working for millions of users in the U.S., but under new management. This transfer of power marks a new chapter for the app and for how countries manage global technology. It is a big step in the ongoing story between the U.S. and China over technology. 2. The big problem. The big deal for TikTok did not happen by chance. There was a very important reason behind it. The government of the United States was deeply worried about the app. Their main concern was national security. They believed that TikTok, which was owned by a Chinese company, could pose a risk to America. One major fear was about the data of millions of American users. TikTok has about 170 million users in the United States. This app collects a lot of information from people, like where they go, what videos they watch, and even what they type. The U.S. government was afraid that the Chinese government could ask ByteDance, TikTok's owner, to share this private data. This was a concern because of China's national intelligence law, which says Chinese companies must help with intelligence work if asked. This meant personal information of Americans might not be safe. Another serious worry was about TikTok's special algorithm. This algorithm is like a secret recipe that chooses which videos you see. The U.S. government worried that China could use this algorithm to spread wrong information or to influence what Americans think. They feared it could change people's opinions or even affect politics in the U.S. There were reports that some ByteDance employees in China had looked at data from American journalists to find out their sources. This made these fears seem more real. A strong example of these problems happened in May 2025. The European Union fined TikTok a lot of money, about $600 million. This fine was because TikTok had sent user data to China in a way that broke Europe's privacy rules. This showed that the fears about data handling were not just ideas, but real issues. Because of these big problems, the U.S. government created a new law. It was called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. President Joe Biden signed this law on April 24, 2024. This law said that TikTok's Chinese owner, ByteDance, had to sell the app's U.S. operations. If they did not sell, TikTok would be banned in America. This new law made the historic deal necessary. It pushed ByteDance to transfer control to American investors to keep the app working. Vice President J.D. Vance said that American control of the algorithm was very important for national security. This deal aimed to solve these major problems and protect American users. 3. The important people. Now, let's talk about the important people who are the new owners of TikTok in the United States. A group of American investors will control most of the company. These people are well known in the world of business and technology. The main investors are two big companies, Oracle and Silver Lake. Oracle is a very important part of this new group. Its biggest job is to make sure all the user data is safe. Oracle will be in charge of keeping American users' information secure. They will look after the platform's data, its computer systems, and how the app's special program works. This is to protect the information of over 170 million American users. Oracle's co-founder, Larry Ellison, is a key person in making sure this happens. Silver Lake is another main investor. This company knows a lot about big technology deals. They have helped many technology companies grow over the years. Silver Lake brings important experience in managing large tech businesses. Other famous business leaders are also involved in this new company. Michael Dell, who started the big computer company Dell Technologies, is part of the investor group. Also, Rupert Murdoch, who owns many media companies, and his son, Lachlan Murdoch, through Fox Corporation, are expected to join. Their involvement adds a new part to how content and news might be seen on the app. This deal also includes an important international partner. A company from the United Arab Emirates called MGX is one of the investors. This company is led by Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan. He is an important national security advisor in the UAE. This shows that the deal is not just about American companies, but also involves partners from other countries. Together, these investors will own a large part of the new TikTok company in the U.S. Their goal is to make sure TikTok continues to be a fun and popular app, but now with strong American control over its data and operations. This new structure is meant to solve the concerns about the app's safety for American users. These people are leading a big change for TikTok's future. 4. Making the deal. The path to the TikTok deal was not easy. It was a long and difficult journey to reach the final agreement. Many people worked hard to make it happen. President Donald Trump played a big part in the talks. He wanted to make sure the deal was good for the United States. To add pressure to the negotiations, President Trump extended the deadline for the deal 4 times. This meant the Chinese company, ByteDance, had more time but also more reason to agree quickly. A very important phone call happened on September 19, 2025. This call was between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. After this talk, President Trump shared good news. He announced that China had agreed to the deal framework. This call was a big step towards the final agreement. Many parts of the U.S. government worked together to make the deal possible. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was a key person in the discussions. Vice President Vance also led the efforts between different government groups. These groups included the National Security Council, the Treasury Department, the Justice Department, and the Commerce Department. All these departments cooperated to check every part of the deal. They made sure it met all the rules and protected national security. This strong teamwork helped move the deal forward. It showed how serious the U.S. government was about TikTok's future in America. The long talks and hard work finally led to President Trump approving the important deal on September 25, 2025. This marked the end of a long period of uncertainty for the popular app. The process proved that even big, complex international business deals need careful planning and strong leadership from many sides. 5. What is in the deal? Chapter 5 tells us more about the important deal for TikTok in the United States. This agreement is worth $14 billion. It shows clearly who will own and control the popular app. Most of the new TikTok company will be controlled by American investors. They will own about 80% of TikTok's operations in the U.S. The original Chinese company, ByteDance, will still have a small share. ByteDance will keep less than 20% of the company, about 19.9%. This small share is carefully set to avoid more strict government checks. Key American investors like Oracle and Silver Lake, along with MGX from Abu Dhabi, will own about 45% of the new company. These investors are important in making sure the deal works. A very important part of this deal is the TikTok algorithm. This is the special computer code that helps users find videos they like. It is a big reason why TikTok is so popular. The algorithm will not be sold outright to the new American company. Instead, it will be licensed. This means the new company can use it, but ByteDance still technically owns the core technology. Oracle will be in charge of this licensed algorithm. It will make sure the algorithm is trained using only data from U.S. users. This change is key for protecting American user data. American government leaders, like Vice President J.D. Vance, have said that American control of the algorithm is a very important part of keeping the country safe. It helps meet national security needs. The new TikTok company will also have a board of directors. These are the people who make big decisions. 6 out of 7 seats on this board will be held by Americans. This gives Americans strong control over the company's direction. ByteDance will only have one seat on the board, showing its limited power in the new structure. This full agreement makes sure that American investors have strong control over TikTok's operations and its most important technology. It aims to protect user information and stop any unwanted influence on content shown to people in the US. This is a big step in how technology companies operate across different countries. 6. A new TikTok. Because of the new agreement, TikTok will change for American users. They will need to download a new version of the app. This new app will run on computer systems located in America. Oracle, a major technology company, is now in charge of this big change. Oracle will also make sure that all user data for Americans is stored and kept safe inside the United States. This means sensitive information will not go to other countries. The app will keep its familiar look and basic actions, but important parts will be different. The biggest change is to TikTok's special brain called the algorithm. This algorithm is what chooses which videos you see on your screen. Before, this brain learned from users all over the world. But now, Oracle will teach the algorithm again. It will learn only from data from American users. This is a very important step for national security, as Vice President J.D. Vance explained. Oracle will also watch the algorithm closely to make sure it is not controlled by anyone outside the U.S. This huge process is called M2 and should finish by December 2025. What does this mean for users? The videos people see might change a lot. Experts believe that if the algorithm only learns from US data, American users might see fewer videos from people in other countries. This could make TikTok feel different. Some people worry that this might make the app less fun for users because they enjoy seeing content from all over the world. The goal is to keep users safe, but the experience could feel more local. This new TikTok brings many questions for content creators. These are the people who make videos for the app. Many of them have built their jobs and businesses using TikTok's old system and its global reach. The new algorithm could change how many people find their videos. This might affect how many followers they get and how much money they earn. For example, one content creator with many followers said that some of her business deals are now at risk because of these changes. Small businesses also use TikTok a lot to find new customers. About 7 million businesses in America depend on TikTok to show their products and services. With the new algorithm, these businesses might need to find different ways to reach people. They may have to change their marketing plans. Everyone who uses TikTok for work will need to understand how these changes will affect them in the coming months. 7. A big change for the world. This big TikTok deal created changes that reached across the globe. It showed the world a new way to handle technology apps owned by foreign companies. An important event happened in January 2025 before the final deal. America's highest court, the Supreme Court, made a big decision. They looked at a new law called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Acts law. This law said that foreign app owners, like TikTok's Chinese parent company, must sell their apps or face a ban in the U.S. Some people said this law was wrong because it stopped free speech. They believed it took away the right for people to share their thoughts and videos on TikTok. However, the Supreme Court saw it differently. The judges decided that the law was about who owned and controlled the app, not about what people were saying on it. Because the law allowed TikTok to keep working under American owners, the court said it did not stop free speech. Instead, it protected national security. This big legal decision helped make the way clear for the deal that President Donald Trump approved in September 2025. The TikTok deal quickly became an example for other countries. Before this, if a country worried about a foreign app, it often just banned it. For instance, India completely stopped TikTok and many other apps from China in 2020. But America found a new way. It chose to make the company sell its U.S. operations rather than banning the app completely. This middle path allowed users to keep using the app, but with stronger security. Countries in Europe, for example, are now watching closely. They also have worries about foreign technology and how user data is handled. This American way of solving the problem could change how European countries make their own rules. The agreement also deeply changed the technology relationship between the United States and China. It showed that the U.S. wants a lot of control over important things like user data and special algorithms within its own borders. This idea is called data sovereignty. It means a country wants to control the data of its citizens. For China, this deal meant losing operational control of a very important app in a big market. But it also let them keep some financial connection. This deal could set new ways for powerful nations to deal with technology disagreements in the future. It highlighted how important it is for countries to control digital tools and information in today's world. 8. The end of the story. This chapter brings us to the end of a very important story. On September 25, 2025, President Donald Trump approved a historic deal for TikTok. This was a $14 billion agreement. It changed who controls TikTok's operations in the United States. Before this deal, a Chinese company owned the popular app. Now, American investors will own most of TikTok in the U.S. This agreement is a decisive moment in the technology rivalry between the United States and China. This deal is more than just a business arrangement. It marks a new chapter in how governments around the world manage the Internet and foreign technology companies. Many countries worried about data safety and how apps might be used. This new deal could become an important example for other nations. It sets a new standard for how countries protect their national security while still allowing their citizens to use popular social media applications. Under the new structure, American investors will control about 80% of TikTok's U.S. operations. This helps to address the worries about data safety and potential content influence. However, the real test of this historic agreement starts now. The next months will show if this new model for controlling a major app truly works well. It needs to keep the millions of American users happy and protect their personal information. At the same time, it must ensure the country's security. This agreement will likely influence technology policy for many years into the future. It shows that governments now see data control and algorithms as extremely important. It highlights how much control over key technologies matters in global relations today. This deal tries to find a careful balance between letting people use apps freely and keeping a country safe from foreign threats. It is a significant change for the global digital world. Do you think this deal will make TikTok more or less popular in the U.S.?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.